Greetings to you in Yahush's name, and thank you, Yahuwah, for all things, for your arm of deliverance, Yahusha Messiah. Praise Yahuwah for all things, and thanks Yahuwah that we live, that we know your name, Yahuwah, that we know your name and your name, the name of your deliverance, Yahusha Messiah. I read to you, beloved, chapter 44, Ezekiel. And he brought me back to the outer gate of the set apart place which faces east, and it was shut. And Yahuwah said to me, This gate is shut, it is not opened, and no one enters it, because Yahuwah Elohim of Israel has entered by it, and it shall be shut. The prince, as prince, he sits in it to eat bread before Yahuwah, coming in by way of the porch of the gate, and going out the same way. And he brought me by way of the north gate to the front of the house, and I looked and saw the esteem of Yahuwah filled the house of Yahuwah, and I fell on my face. And Yahuwah said to me, Son of man, set your heart and see with your eyes, and hear with your ears all that I say to you concerning all the laws of the house of Yahuwah and all its Torah, and you shall set your heart to the entrance of the house with all the exits of the set apart place, and shall say to the rebellious, to the house of Israel, Thus said Adonai Yahuwah, O house of Israel, enough of all those abominations of yours that you brought in sons of a foreigner, uncircumcised in heart and uncircumcised in flesh, to be in my set apart place, to profane at my house, that you brought near my food, the fat and the blood, and you broke my covenant because of all your abominations. And you did not guard the charge of that which is set apart to me, but you have set others to guard the charge of my set apart place for you. Thus said Adonai Yahuwah, no son of a foreigner, uncircumcised in heart or uncircumcised in flesh, comes into my set apart place. Even any son of foreigner who is among the children of Israel, and the Levites who went far from me when Israel went astray, who strayed away from me after their idols, they shall bear their crookedness, and they were attendants in my set apart place, as gatekeepers of the house and attendants of the house, slaying the standing offering and the slaughtering for the people, and standing before them to attend to them, because they attend to them before their idols, and because became a stumbling block of crookedness to the house of Israel. Therefore I have lifted my hand in an oath against them, declares Adonai Yahuwah, that they shall bear their crookedness, and not come near me to serve as my priest, nor come near any of that which is set apart to me, nor into the most set apart place, and they shall bear their shame and their abominations which they have done. Yet I shall make them those who guard the duty of the house for all its work and for all that has to be done in it. But the priests, the Levites, the sons of Zadok, who guarded the duty of my set-apart place, when the children of Israel went astray from me, they shall draw near to me to serve me, and shall stand before me, to bring to me the fat and the blood, declares Adonai Yahuwah. They should enter my set-apart place, and they should draw near to my table to serve me, and they shall guard my charge. And it shall be, when they enter the gates of the inner courtyard, that they put on linen garments, and no wool shall come upon them, while they attend within the gates of the inner courtyard, or within the house. They shall have linen turbans on their heads, and linen trousers on their bodies. They shall not gird themselves with sweat. And when they go out to the outer courtyard, to the outer courtyard, to the people, they shall take off their garments, in which they have attended, and shall leave them in the set-apart rooms, and shall put on other garments, and they shall set apart the people in their set-apart garments. And their heads they shall not shave, nor shall they let their hair grow long. They shall keep their hair well trimmed. And no priest is to drink wine when he comes into the inner court. And they do not take as wife a widow or the divorced woman, but take maidens of the seed of the house of Israel, or widows of priests. And they are to teach my people the difference between the set apart and the profane, and make them know what is unclean and clean. And they are to stand as judges in a dispute, and judge it according to my right rulings. And they are to guard my Torah and my laws in all my appointed festivals, and set apart my Shabbats. And they are not to defile themselves by coming near a dead man, only for a father or mother, for a son or daughter, for a brother or unmarried sister. They defile themselves. And after his cleansing, they count 7 days for him. And on the day that he comes into the inner court of the set-apart place to attend in the set-apart place, he brings his sin offering, declares Adonai Yahuwah, and it shall be to them for an inheritance. Am their inheritance, and you give them no possession in Israel. Am their possession. The grain offering and the sin offering and the guilt offering they are to eat, and all that is dedicated in Israel is theirs. And the priest of all the first fruits, and the first of the first fruits of all, and every contribution of all your contributions belong to the priest. And the first of your ground meal you give to the priest, so that a blessing rests on your house. The priests are not to eat any bird or beast found dead or torn to pieces. Thank you, beloved, for hearing the word. This passage is too deep. I'm going to actually wait upon Yahuwah, and at the moment I just finished 44th chapter. I'm going to actually connect that with Yeshayahu. There is another verse speaking about who will shut the door and no one can open, and only he can open. And I know, and I believe you know who is this. It is Yahusha. There will be people in the kingdom, in millennium kingdom, which didn't obtain the favor, who did not obey Yahuwah's commands, and who did not receive Yahusha into their hearts, and don't let him be the king and atonement for their sins, so they will still have to do those festivals, and they will still offer, I believe, offerings for their sins because of disobedience. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know those things. I know there will be small group of people who are of the nations. And about the priests, there will be probably different kind of priests and servants to Yahuwah. So we all will have a different things to do, and it's all in Yahuwah's hands. It's something to look forward to. And at the moment, the one important thing is to be obedient, do what Yahuwah wants you to do, and serve Him. Don't do what He doesn't ask you to do. Doesn't ask us to do. So not only you but me, and we shall be one in Yahuwah, in His Ruach. Yahuwah bless. Love you, beloved. In Yahushua Messiah.